I'd been putting off watching anything from Apple TV Plus for reasons I can't really explain to you. It's like I couldn't see how anything that they do could match up to any of the other offerings from some of the other streaming services. Let me tell you, I'm glad I was wrong. Let's talk about why you should be watching Severance. Created by Dan Erickson, Severance tells the story of Mark, the leader of a team of office workers whose memories have been surgically divided between their work and personal lives. When a mysterious colleague appears outside of work, it begins a journey to discover the truth about their jobs. The series stars Adam Scott, Zach Cherry, Britt Lower, Trammel Tillman, John Turturro, and Patricia Arquette. I knew very little about Severance going into it. In fact, I don't even remember seeing a trailer for it. But this is definitely the kind of show that the less you know going in, the better, you know? But it's weird. I don't know if I could even spoil it because the show is so intricate in its world building and its characters that I just don't see it. I don't see how I could spoil it even if I tried. But I'll try to be as vague as possible if I get close to a spoiler. I've worked in a few different office situations, where I worked in like a corporate office and like I said, a few different ways. I've never worked in one so like sterile as this one, and plain, but I've definitely worked for companies that sort of have almost like a cult-like mentality when it comes to its company or its founders or something like that. And it's always kind of it was always kind of a weird thing. Like what's going on in this company? It's a little strange. So I was already kind of drawn in because Severance does something similar. It's kind of it kind of pulled me along. If there's one thing that I want you to take away from this, it's I can't believe how much this show trusts the audience, trusts us to be patient and to let things flow. Because I'll say this, up to episode 4, I was seriously still going, what is going on in the show? I don't understand. I'm intrigued. I want to know what's going on, but there was like a frustration and not in a bad way, but there was this frustration where I was like, what is going on in this show? I don't get it. It's so strange and so different. I want to know what's going on. And I'll just say my patience was rewarded. This show was created and mostly written. There it seems like there were some staff writers along the way, some co-writers, but created by Dan Erickson. And this is his first show. And wow. I mean, for someone just fresh to be able to do a show like this is nothing short of like astounding. Okay? This show is so unique. It's so unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I'm really, really curious what this guy does next. There's only 2 directors in the whole season. Ben Stiller did the first 3 episodes and the last 3 episodes. And I'm just going to try not to butcher this name. Aoife McCardle, I believe is how you say her name. She directed the middle 3 episodes. Both of them do a fantastic job. There's not a drop in quality. There's not like a drop in the or a change in the tone of the show. It's seamless. Like I couldn't tell you who directed, like if you were just watching it, you would go, oh, these feel different than these. No, it's completely consistent and just awesome work. And I didn't expect Ben Stiller to be, I don't have a reason why that Ben Stiller wouldn't be a good director, but I was surprised. I was surprised to see that he was doing this. And there's like little winks to the audience that I love. Little comedic winks, little clues hidden. It's great. Now let's talk about some of the actors. First off, Adam Scott. I had only seen him in bit parts in other movies. I'd never seen him lead a show. And he's so confident in this. He's really, really, really good. Like he's like, where's this guy been? Almost, and maybe it's just because I haven't been watching the right shows, but I was really surprised at how effortless he seemed to pull off the character of Mark. And it's an important part. And in a way, he's kind of our surrogate for what's going on, and kind of not. But that's yeah, it's an interesting show. I was not familiar with Zach Cherry or Britt Lower before this show. Apparently, they'd been seen in some other things. Zach Cherry was recently in Shang-Chi. I hadn't seen, I don't remember him, but all I know is both of them are like, I want to see more from them. Zach Cherry, his character Dylan, is so funny. And he's like that guy who's always like brash, but almost like he's a know-it-all. And he's just brash for seemingly no reason. And I've worked with people like that. I'd say Britt Lower or Lower, however you say her name. Sorry. Um, she is mostly our surrogate for what's going on in this show. You know, she's hired at the beginning, and we follow her journey. I guess throughout the whole season, but it changes perspectives a lot of times. And sometimes we're with this person, sometimes we're with this character. It's really really interesting stuff. Trammel Tillman plays Milchick, and he's basically like a handler, or I would say like a goalie. You know, he kind of keeps the workers in check, and kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know, he's helpful in a way, and he's sort of like the disciplinarian in a way. And he's just, it's such an interesting character, and there's so many levels to what he does. It's not easy what he's doing here, and I really really loved watching him go through these changes. John Turturro is also in this, playing Irving, and he's sort of like the rule monger. You know, the rule book says this and the rule book says that, and we've all worked with somebody like that who's always trying to keep everybody. Hey, we can't do that. I mean, the handbook says that we have to do that. We've all worked with people like this, and his character goes through a change that is really really fun to watch and to blossom. I don't know how else to say it, but he's such an interesting character, and Turturro does the best work I've seen him do in, I would say, years. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been this impressed with him. And then we come to Patricia Arquette as Coble. She is basically the boss, and I've never seen her play a role like this. Um, there's a there's a sinister quality to her. There's a warmth to her. Like I said, I don't want to say too much about what she does. All I can say is I've never seen Patricia Arquette like this, and it was really really fun to watch this character do what this character does. Is that vague enough for you? On many different reviews, I've talked about how one of the things that I don't like is when a show handholds too much, you know, just kind of like, oh, you know, this is how things work, or just completely insults my intelligence with the way things are described or whatever. This show is thrilling because it doesn't do that. It doesn't give you like handholds. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's coming. It's such an interesting show. It's like, it's funny, it's quirky, and then it's like, okay, what is going on here? And you're constantly like off balance, which is so refreshing. It's it's such a great show. And look, I have to say it. It's probably one of the most surprising shows I've watched literally in years. The only show that I think comes close is Arcane, and Arcane is a different kind of show altogether, but they're both of these shows are like, wow, I cannot wait to see more. I don't know if I've just gotten lucky, see, you know, watching some of these shows, but it's like I feel like we're in this weird renaissance where, you know, we've got all of these, you know, reboots and sequels and all this stuff going on, you know, all this, you know, building of IPs, and oh, there's this happening and this, and then we've got these incredibly fresh takes on different things. I mean, you got Everything Everywhere All at Once. You got Severance. You got Arcane. Amazing shows, like, are amazing movies, and I'm really really excited about what's next. I mean, we've got some great stuff here. We've got some great stuff. So let me ask you: have you seen Severance? What do you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Are you like as excited as I am for season 2, whenever season 2 is? Are you maybe you're like me and you said Apple TV Plus? No, I don't really see it. It makes me want to watch more Apple TV Plus. I'll tell you that right now. So let me know what you're thinking down below. We'll talk about it because that's fun. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.